Hey, that was pretty good. I'm class valedictorian Christopher Sullenberger. To preface, I would like to thank my friends and family, my classmates, and my teachers. I'd especially like to thank my wonderful parents, Mark and Angie. You have always been an inspiration to me, and I appreciate all the sacrifices you have made for me and my siblings. In 2007, rapper and producer Kanye West released his third studio album titled Graduation. In this album, Kanye, while continuing with the scholastic theme of his previous two albums, graduated into a new sound, a revolutionary sound. Through his exploratory combinations of synthetic and traditional rap beats, Kanye effectively changed the direction of hip-hop, paving the way for rappers like Drake, Travis Scott, and Nathan Dillon. Moreover, on this album, Kanye heavily utilized sampling, a controversial technique where a producer takes older songs and, through production, changes them into new songs with the hip-hop flair. This technique was noticeable on Kanye's smash hit Stronger, where he took a popular Daft Punk song, slowed it down, and added his own personal touch to create one of Kanye's most iconic anthems, worthy of stadium status. However, the beat is not the only aspect of the song Kanye sampled. Although we all know that Kanye is the self-proclaimed smartest man in the world, the iconic line, that don't kill me can only make me stronger, did not originate from Kanye's genius. Actually, this quote originates from Friedrich Nietzsche, a man who, like Kanye, literally went insane after he turned 40. Nietzsche was an interesting man who lived and preached a doctrine called existentialism, the creed of inconsistencies and the human struggle in the face of a world deprived of meaning. In his work, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche writes that through valuation only is there value, and without valuation the nut of existence would be hollow. Nietzsche felt that we are individuals cursed with a deterministic mind in an absurd world. However, in spite of our inadequacy to comprehend the absurd, Nietzsche and other existentials who followed in his footsteps urged mankind to accept the universe as is and to find our own meaning and purpose in a world seemingly without one. But how do we find this purpose? In his most acclaimed and unfortunately final novel, The Brothers Karamazov, Fyodor Dostoevsky highlights the absurdities of the human condition in the most poetic 20 or so pages ever written. He does this through Ivan Karamazov, a de facto existentialist who tells the parable of the Grand Inquisitor. The Inquisitor, an elderly cardinal in the times of the Spanish Inquisition, having captured and imprisoned a reincarnated Christ, torments his captive by commanding Christ that man only lives for three values: security, acceptance, and something to live for, and that these values can never be internalized by an individual and can only be provided by authority and despotism. The Inquisitor, borrowing heavily from Matthew 4, explains how Christ has failed and that for mankind to be truly happy, unquestionable authority must be established and all personal idiosyncrasies extinguished. Christ answers, however, with a kiss. This gesture is absurd and it makes no sense. However, it works, and the Inquisitor's pride is damaged and Christ is set free. We all look for meaning, especially as we graduate from high school. As we enter college, the workforce, the military, or take time away to travel or serve those in need, it is important that we consider our motivations and what we aspire to become. An old anecdote states that a man once saw 3 stonecutters and asked to describe what they were doing. The first stonecutter focused on how the job benefits him and said, "I am earning a living." The second narrowly described his personal task: "I am cutting stone." The third man had a very different perspective. His face cheered up as he explained what the work meant to others. "I am helping to build a cathedral. I urge everybody here to try to find your cathedral and to let no one stand in the way of your dreams." I know that today we have with us here a few future Division I athletes who will one day aspire to play professionally. Statistically, you will never become a professional athlete. Prove the statistics wrong. I have several friends who want to major in the arts but have been told countless times that art is a fruitless profession. Prove the pundits wrong. People say that American students today are being surpassed by their peers in China, Singapore, Germany, and Finland, and will no longer be able to change their world. Prove that the trend is wrong. Finally, many of you here are struggling with finding yourselves or your direction in life. Some of you may tell yourselves that you're worthless or a failure. Prove yourselves wrong. More importantly, let everything you do be done for others. Your cathedrals tower 144 feet above the people below. Let your future work defy the existentialist burden and find meaning in the absurd. Let your livelihood be carried out against expectations and with the futility yet blissful strength of Christ's kiss. Today is a reminder of what we have all become, adults ready to change our worlds. When I was a child, I used to talk as a child, think as a child, reason as a child. When I became a man, I put aside childish things. We should dedicate ourselves to using what we have learned as children and applying it to make us into the best young men and women we can be. Thank you, everyone. I've enjoyed the years I have spent with you and look forward to hearing about all the amazing things we as the Highland Class of 2019 can accomplish. So, Class of 2019, this is what you all have been waiting for, ain't it? What people pay paper for. Thank you and good luck.